Cooking challenge for the month, beef stew, and here is Sarah's presentation of her.
It's beef stew.
Okay. What else can you say about it?
It has beef and potatoes and onions and mixed vegetables. It's beef stew.
Okay.
And it smells amazing.
Alright, what we got here?
Today I have beef stew. Of course, we're doing the beef stew challenge. We have beef and peppers and potatoes.
Beef, peppers, and potatoes?
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of simple. I went the simplest way I could because I know I'm not really...
What did you use to thicken your broth?
I don't know. The thing Anne used to thicken her broth.
Oh, cream.
Yeah.
It was half and half.
Cornstarch.
Cornstarch?
Yeah.
In any event, while I'm on here, I'm going to talk a little bit. Sarah's was a very, very good effort. The only complaint I had was the broth was needed to be a little bit thicker and a little bit more of it. But the rest of the components were all very good for a beef stew. Now we're going to eat on Sam's here, and we'll let you know how it is. All right, what do we got here?
So this is a southern railroad beef stew that is made out of dried meat, which is otherwise known as beef jerky, with Southern Enthusiast potatoes. Underground Railroad, yes. Okay.
So beef jerky stew, then, more or less.
Yeah, it's kind of like a beef jerky stew, but actually, fun fact, they did used to use dry meats in beef stews. Yes.
Yeah.
In the underground.
All right, what else do we got in there other than the
Well,
jerky?
we do have potatoes, and I tried to make sure that you didn't have a lot of vegetables because I knew you didn't like them, but we do have carrots, green beans, maybe corn. I just used, because they used what they had back then, because not only were they poor, but they literally had to just dig it up and put it in. So there's a lot of... I did use canned vegetables, but I did add flavor to them and Southern Enthusiast.
All right, well, before I go off, we're going to talk about Sam's stew real quick. Definitely did not lack broth. The vegetable to meat ratio was off. The addition of peppers was a great idea.
I had peppers and...
The peppers were a great idea, and every bite I could taste the fact that there was peppers there. Which was good. Everything was cooked correctly. Like there was.
So me choosing sweet
there was
peppers
no.
was the good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, my complaint is the meat to vegetable ratio, but.
I just gave.
Yeah. All right, what we got here?
Hi, this is basically a classic stew, but I did add a little bit of kick to it via spice style. I added, I believe it was habanero peppers.
We used habaneros. That's going to add some kick and then some. That's for sure. All right, what else do we got in here other than habaneros?
We have practically every vegetable that I knew went well with the flavor combination I was looking for. And we got regular everyday beef and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay. Now, what kind of comments did we have on Anne's here before we shut off here?
She needed to thicken it just a slight bit more. That seems to be across the board for these.
I loved the out-of-the-box
Her
use of the beef jerky, and it was very successful.
flavors were phenomenal, very good. There were a couple of places where I got a jerky instead of beef because it didn't hydrate enough. But other than that.
And the only other complaint was mine was a little bit cool as far as the temperature went, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's because we made her take it back in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
and it wasn't enough where I'm really gonna take off a whole lot for that. It wasn't too big a deal, but well, we can kind of collect it later. Okay, we have the winner of the beef stew challenge.
I'm gonna start at the bottom and work my way up.
Uh-oh.
Elizabeth had a good idea. Not so great in practice. Her broth was bland, and you've got to be careful when you're doing a challenge where it's being judged by people that you don't choose a niche, which means you don't choose a place where only a few people like that. because it was so spicy I couldn't eat it.
And honestly, I would not rate it as good as the best, not because of the spice, but because of the broth.
Yeah.
The broth was very off-putting for that one.
Samantha, you were next. Here's the thing. I wish that I could have judged the second bowl of stew that you
I
brought
just
me.
gave
Hush.
you-
Because had I judged the second bowl of soup instead of the first, you would have won. But
Need it.
the judged bowl of soup was a bowl of broth with a few pieces of meat and potatoes. So, while your broth was phenomenal, you used peppers, which made a fantastic taste, and you were the only person who had thickened your broth well and made it an actual stew. I can't make you the winner because I didn't get the vegetables and the meat
I
in my
really
bowl.
tried hard.
The first time.
Sarah, yours was very delicious.
Called it.
Very delicious. I had very few complaints about it. Your broth was too brothy,
I called it.
And for me, I didn't really get very much of it.
and there wasn't enough in the bowl. And you had amazing flavor. It was incredibly creative and very delicious. You're the winner.
Go team banana.
I still really wish that Miss Sam over there had given me the first.
Yeah, actually, the best broth in the whole competition was Sam's.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But-
There was
I
only
just-
broth.
I
And
just
for
gave you
next
some.
month, I want to see your best hamburger / cheeseburgers.
Hamburger
cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers?
Burgers.
Burgers.
Pretty simple.
Do sliders count?
I would rather have a big fat juicy cheeseburger. I'm just warning you.
Then
If your take is sliders, then that's your take. But I would rather have a big fat juicy cheeseburger.
I'm
Or
kind
hamburger.
of juicy.
All right. Anne's the winner this time, so we'll see her for